Hey everybody, Pat Armstrong here with another edition of Increase, the lifestyle vlog for men and the women who love them. We're going to look at part 2 of a video series that I'm putting together here on what does it mean to be spiritual. So the purpose of this video is not to deny the existence of a spiritual element, but to explain what it means to truly live a spiritual life. So in the last video, if you remember, hopefully you saw it. If you haven't watched the last video, go back and watch that one first and then come back to this one. We'll wait for you. Go ahead. So now you're back. You watched the first one. Now you're back for the second one. Now, what you recall in the last video, I said that all the definitions that we looked at had a common source. And I believe that source is found in the Bible, in the verse John 4:24, and it says, God is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. So let's take a look at what that John 4:24. God is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. So, as we see here, as Christians, we cannot deny a spiritual element to our existence because God is a spirit. And many want to deny the existence of God because they cannot see him. But God is a spirit. We cannot see him, but his existence is displayed everywhere, from nature to the intricate details of the human body. So no way these things could have just happened. They needed a creator, an intelligent designer. So if we can't see God, but we do see signs of intelligent design, how do we know it's real? Well, let's look at John 4:24 again. It says, God is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. So let's look at these two things real quick. So, as a Christian, to worship God or to grow spiritually takes 2 steps. So number 1, we must first recognize God as a spirit and worship him that way. That is what we call faith. It's easy to believe in something you've seen. That requires no faith at all. But to worship a God we cannot see requires faith. And that's what this verse means when it says we must worship him in spirit. We cannot see him, therefore, we must have faith that he is there. Hebrews 11:6 says it like this: without faith, it is impossible to please him or to please God. For he that cometh to God must believe that he is, you must have faith, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. So not only must we recognize him as a spirit through faith, but there's a second part to worshiping God, or there's a second part to growing spiritually. Not only do we worship him in spirit by faith, but we also worship him in truth. And though we cannot see him, there is evidence that God exists. Psalm 19:1 says this: the heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament or the sky shows his handiwork. So the evidence is all around us. But the greatest source of truth that we have of God's existence is the Bible. So if we as Christians want to worship God correctly, we must acknowledge his spiritual nature by faith and accept his truth as presented in the Bible. Okay, so what does all of this have to do with our being spiritual? So what I'm going to ask you to do is watch the next video, part 3, on what does it mean to be spiritual. What does it mean to be spiritual as an individual? If you like this video and found it informative, please be sure to like it by hitting the thumbs up down below. And if you haven't already done so, subscribe to my YouTube channel and make sure you hit the bell. That way you'll get the next video when it's available. See you in the next video.